Hello, wonderful beings of the universe. I am the nerdy stepdad, and today we're going to be introducing the new 2026 Star Wars Galaxy of Hero Farming Guide. This is coming about due to the changes in Star Wars Galaxy of Hero and the Lightspeed tokens that are coming out with them. When you first start the game, you're going to be getting a number of Lightspeed tokens. These are the teams with those Lightspeed tokens that I feel like you should really be focusing on getting. The first will be the Phoenix team. You will be getting Hera, Old Man Captain Rex, Chopper, Sabine, and Ezra. Over time, you will be getting rid of Ezra and putting in Kanan. This team has great synergy and a lot of turn meter gain. And early, they are one of the best teams to be doing your various light side campaigning. They're also still viable even in the late game, which my main account is now in Kyber 3, still taking care of Reva Inquisitors with them. So definitely a team that is worth investing in. The Lightspeed tokens make it super fast. You're going to be able to skip right to relic level and max level and max abilities. Not the Omicrons, but all of the Zetas. So when you're starting the game, some of these teams are available. They have you get shards of them. It's fine to use them for a little while, even level them up a tiny bit while you're starting the game, because you do have to unlock different nodes, and this is one of the teams that they kind of give you for free. Just don't go overboard. Don't use a ton of your ability mats because they will be giving them to you for free. Another team that I think early game is super important is the Imperial Troopers. I tell my son they're the team that go brr because their turn meter is so insane. They can clean up Galactic Legends. They can take care of a number of teams that don't have any way to control turn meter. They kind of lose viability at the end game, but even up to mid-late game, they are super viable and definitely a team that you should be getting. Admiral Piet, which is the second one in the graphic here. He's super important because he will be your executor admiral, and that's a very important ship that you're going to have later in the game. Really should help you with your crystal income. Another faction you should be getting, you should be able to make 2 Jedi teams pretty early in this game, and both are super viable. Late game, this first Jedi team where I have the original Qui-Gon with Mace Windu, Snips, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Grandmaster Yoda is great on defense, especially once you have Qui-Gon's GAC Omicron. He'll die, but typically then Anakin will nuke a team, which is very impressive. You can take them on offense. I've personally, early game, tend to leave them on defense. But late game, they definitely trail off, not as good. Your Mace is an admiral for a ship that, while not amazing, is still usable late game. Snip and Anakin are also pilots, and so while they don't have a place necessarily in battle arenas, they're still very important in fleets. Grandmaster Yoda will eventually go off into various other Jedi teams. Once you get one of his Zetas, he will put Foresight on the team, and then when somebody tries to hit them, they miss. So he's super important on a bunch of different counters. He's a journey character. The second Jedi team is a newer one. It has Padawan Obi-Wan, Grandmaster, or not Grandmaster, but Master Qui-Gon. Should have been a Grandmaster. I'll die on that grave. As well as Keller and Beck. Keller and Beck's lead is really good with Galactic Jedi. And just a team that has a lot of damage and Late game, still doing really good things with cleanup. Your Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon end up on a Queen Amidala team eventually, but she's gated behind Conquest, and so when you're starting out the game, it takes a while before you can get to those teams. They're still super viable characters, and they're part of something called assault battles that it's very important to get more resources. Just the two of them, it's the cheapest team you can have in terms of an assault battle, because there's only 2 people to level up. And so those 2 are super important. I'll tell you in a little while, maybe you got to hold off on farming one of them right off the bat, but the other one you want to rush. We'll be getting the original Inquisitor team with Lightspeed tokens. This is very amazing. You'll be able to unlock the Grand Inquisitor, excuse me. Will make this team really good. Once you get them up to Relic 7, they can start doing the Riva mission in guilds that do rote. And it's a ton of Chirotech you're saving, so definitely take advantage of that. We have the one-man team, Wampa Womps, by far the best one-man team in the game. Sometimes has a Datacron that will let him kill Galactic Legends, which is nuts for one person. Also, just does great job on other teams. Just soloing, giving you a lot of banners in GAC, giving you a lot of banners you can clean up in Territory War. So a super versatile character, definitely one to get early. You have a Bounty Hunter team. You're going to need the Bounty Hunters when you're unlocking Executor. You also need them to unlock Chewbacca. And they're just a good early game team. You can place them on defense. You can take them on offense. They're actually really good on offense because once you get to the point where you're unlocking Scoundrels and you get the Mandalorian and Grief Karga, the team can be put together, and the Mandalorian snipe ability can take out people you wouldn't be able to take out otherwise. You have the old school Rebels. The team itself, not that great, but especially early game when you're just trying to get teams, they're super cheap. You're going to be getting them in Lightspeed tokens. They unlock Commander Luke Skywalker, who's amazing. But you can also put them on defense. You're not going to get any holds with them, but you also have to set defenses, and so this could be a team that you do that with. The Scoundrels, they unlock Beskar Mando. You need him part of your Executor farm eventually. He's the captain of the Razor Crest, which is why you need them. And as stated, Grief and Mando get put with the Bounty Hunter teams later, super viable. The other 3, late game, they kind of don't do anything. Early, they can be kind of fun, though. The Emperor team is a super great team. Thrawn and the Emperor are both journey characters, but they're both unlocked by Phoenix, which is going to be our first Lightspeed token team that CG is giving us, and so you'll be able to unlock both of them really quickly. And Emperor Palpatine will have his own Lightspeed token, which we'll get into in a little bit. And they're not hard farms. They're older characters, all except for Mara Jade. But she's still worth going after, even though you're going to have to spend a little bit of Chirotech to get her up. But she really makes that team hum. Is definitely somebody you want to get. Ewoks, you got to have them for C-3PO. But a lot of people, they really sleep on Ewoks. They're a really good team, especially if you mod them right and gear them up. People don't really know how to handle them, and they can get you some surprise holds from time to time. And then early in your game, the team you really need to be working on getting is Commander Luke Skywalker. You do have 3 journey characters, Commander Luke Skywalker himself, Chewbacca, and C-3PO. And then you have Han, who is a raid reward. And then you have Chew-PO, which is Chewie and 3PO. And you have to farm them yourself, or you have to use a Lightspeed token faction on them. But that team, even late game, is still really good. I use it all the time. They're not Galactic Legend killers or anything, but they definitely still take care of really big teams and still help any account. And definitely in Conquest, they're really good because of Han's Shoot First, and it's definitely a team you want to get and you want to use. We'll also want to unlock the Geos. This is basically for your early game guild. you guys are going to start in the Hoth Territory Wars, but eventually you'll go Dark Side Geonosis, where you'll try to unlock Watt, and you need the Geos for that. So a team you should be farming. They also have the Malevolent ship, so they maintain viability that way. End game, yeah, you throw them on defense. You're not going to get a hold with them. And super late game, you don't even put them on defense because there's no place for them. But early game and mid game, they get a lot of holds. They're really hard to deal with, especially if you mod them well. And so those are the teams you're really wanting to focus on early. With CG, they're unlocking, or not unlocking, but they're having this big update, and they're going to be giving away Lightspeed tokens for these following teams. You're going to get the Phoenix, which we already talked about. You're going to unlock a Jedi team with the Lightspeed tokens, the Inquisitors, the Old School Rebels, Bounty Hunter, Scoundrels, and then all the journeys that these teams unlock also give Lightspeed tokens for their journey characters. So you'll be getting at Relic, Zero, the Emperor Grand Master, Yoda, R2D2, CLS, Chewbacca, and Beskar Armor Mando. So that's great. It's going to save you a lot of gear and a lot of time. So definitely well worthwhile making sure you get all these Lightspeed token quests done so that you can unlock these Lightspeed tokens for these teams as well as the journey. We'll also be getting faction Lightspeed tokens with each set. The first is a Rebel. I personally suggest you get Drogon. This is because in my farming guide, which we're going to go step by step through next, he's part of the Leia Organa farm and super important to that team. And he's pretty Cairo heavy, so you want to get him. For the Jedi, I'm saying you want to get Jedi Master Qui-Gon. It's just to avoid the Kyrotech. Once again, Kyrotech is a bottleneck, especially early game. When you're late game, it's not as big of a problem. With the changes they're making, it's still going to be a big problem for new players and early game players, Kyrotech bottleneck. But over time, that does go away. And so that is something to keep in mind as a newer player. Like, you're going to be gated behind a lot of gear, but over time, some of those gates kind of go away. Kyrotech is going to be one you're going to have for a long time until you're nearly end game. But with the changes, at least all the new characters coming out, you should, in theory, be skipping a lot of the Kyrotech, so it should help. And then eventually you should be ending that terrible bottleneck. And I'm sure there'll be new ones that the game produces. It is a game where you're having to manage your resources. At the end of the day, that it's a resource management game, so that's never going to go away, but at least this particular one's going away. Next, we have the Empire. I'm saying Scout Trooper. Once again, this is a layer wreck. That's why, and it's high in Kyrotech. For the droid, I'm saying do Chupio. This is going to round out your CLS team. You won't have to farm his node, and you won't have to gear him up. Gear's not as difficult as others, but it just really, that team's really important. And so being able to skip that step and just get him is huge. About that same time, you should be finishing up your Ewoks. You should be getting C-3PO. You should be almost done with the Old School Rebels, so you should be unlocking CLS, and then you'll just have a really good team. At that time, you should be finishing probably Easy Conquest going into Medium, and CLS team will carry you through it. So it's very important. For Bounty Hunter, I'm saying get Boushh Leia. Once again, this is because she's a requirement for Galactic Legend Leia, and we're going straight for her, at least with this farming guide. And then last, for the Mandos, I'm saying get Paz Vizsla. You can also do IG-12. This is the one where Grogu's inside saying yes, yes, no, no. Very cute. It's a great character. Love it. And that's just because you're getting Bam. You're also getting... my brain is not functioning, but we're also unlocking another one of Bo-Katan's requirements, and so we're going to be able to unlock, it's Beck, and so we're able to unlock Bo-Katan pretty early, much earlier than we used to be able to in the game. You're still going to have to gear up either IG-12 or Paz Vizsla, whichever one you don't pick. But that's going to be the only one you have to gear up. And Bo-Katan is a game changer, even late game. She takes out Galactic Legends. The team is amazing. I just unlocked them on my main account, and I'm having a blast with the team. Definitely a team, if you can get early, it's just going to make your account that much more viable early, because Grand Arena is still kind of broken at times where really small accounts are going up against really big accounts, and that gives you a team that can really punch up. Even with Relic Delta coming into the game, that team is still going to be viable against higher Relic teams. So yeah, I think it's going to help out people a lot if they go for that and listen to that piece of advice. The other characters we're going to need to farm without the Lightspeed bundle is going to be Padawan Obi-Wan. He's the first Cantina farm I suggest, which I'll go more in depth to here in a second. Darth Vader, you're going to get pretty much for free for questing while you level up to 85. You should get the original Qui-Gon, and that's why so that while you're waiting for Master Qui-Gon, you can still do the assault battle, and you're building that other Jedi team, so super important. And then you want your Imperial Troopers, you want Kanan to round out your Phoenix team, the Ewoks for 3PO unlock, Mara Jade for your Empire team, and other characters. Han through your raid rewards, Wampa through your raid rewards, and guild awards, Thrawn for your Empire team. After you finish Han, you're going to go right into General Kenobi, because he's just a plug-and-play tank for any Jedi team, and honestly, just any light side team, even some dark side teams. He's just that good of a tank. Definitely somebody you want to focus on getting. And 3PO to round out your CLS team. Now let's actually go into the farming guide and the plan that I put in place for 2026 new accounts. As stated in the last screen, one of the first two people we're really going to be getting is Darth Vader and Padawan Obi-Wan. We want to focus on getting those up and geared. They're not Lightspeed tokens for them, and so there's no reason not to be gearing them up. There's no reason not to be leveling them up. And honestly, I started an alt account a couple weeks ago. I'm already at level 80. Those are my two characters that are really the only two I have in the level 80s, and the only two that are over 6 stars. And so they have carried me through all of my nodes. They both, and between the two of them, I have a light side team and a dark side team. They carry me through the awesome galactic battles. So definitely those two characters can carry you early and often, especially when you get some high level allies, and you can do that in any Discord server. Arnold's Discord server, Nooch's Discord server, the event Discord server. Almost all of them have places for ally request. Go in there, start adding people, or say you're new. I need big friends. Everybody who's playing this game, we all started like that. We all know where you're starting, so most of us, if we have room, we'll accept you, so that you can start using our Galactic Legends, and you can really just, where you would be stuck in maybe some of these light side, dark side, or cantina battles or mod battles, you're going to get through them because they helped you. So it's great. Yeah, like I said, I'm level 80, and really those are the only two teams that I have really leveled up, are two characters. As you can see, I don't even have him all the way up leveled. I'm getting Biston up, but that's because I'm not even following my own farming guide, but I can explain that divergence here in a moment. But Kanan, I'm already getting ready for my team. Akbar for my fleet, and once again, I'll explain that. This would probably, for most people, need to be Tarkin, and you just need to find another light side character. Not that hard, you're doing a bunch of people. But as you can see, not a ton of investment here. Super easy. Your allies really carry a lot of the load, and you just start getting your stars, your shards, and you don't want to waste a ton of gear on people you're going to be getting light side tokens for. You got to put a little bit, like, you just have to, especially early. Like Anakin, we will be getting. I still leveled him up a little bit. I still put some gear on him because I just have to have early game characters, but I'm not putting a ton of ability mats into him because we're getting all the abilities, and I'm not going to level him anymore because there's no reason to. So you definitely want to be saving that. The first teams we're really focusing on in our farm is Phoenix and Troopers Light Side and Dark Side. The turn meter gains for both teams is going to get you through your arenas, and it's going to get you through that Galactic War. You probably only need one team. I like both, so I just farm both. It's super easy. At the same time, working on your Jedi teams next. You're going to be getting light side tokens for some of them. You're going to be working on Padawan Obi-Wan, like I said already. You'll be using your Jedi token at the end for Master Qui-Gon, so you'll be able to split that up into two teams if you've been farming the original Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan. And really, you're going to have a random Jedi to replace Ben or Obi-Wan because he's not going to be ready. But other than that, those others you should have done fairly early in your farm, and it just gives you really good teams. The Inquisitors you're getting light side tokens or light speed tokens for. It's a great dark side team. You're going to use them to unlock R2-D2. Wampa's a single character shard, but you only get his shards in the guild store. So your guild will have to be doing raids, they'll have to be doing territory wars, or have to be doing territory battles, and you get various tokens. With those tokens, you can buy different shards. Wampa's the one you want to buy early and often. Unlock, and then you want to get them up to 7 stars. You want to gear them up. Single person team that will really help your Grand Arena, which is where you get a lot of your crystals. You'll also want to make sure you're getting a Bounty Hunter team. Yes, you're getting Lightspeed token Bounty Hunter team, but early I'm still putting stuff into Boba Fett, at least enough to get credit heist done, because you need credits and you need Bounty Hunters for that. And the Bounty Hunter Lightspeed token is a little bit further down, so you still want to be working on some of them to make sure you can get your credit heist. We have our old school Rebels. That's for CLS unlock. It's really the only thing you're going to use them for. You get them with Lightspeed tokens. I do have Akbar because he's my fleet commander. Most people will be using Tarkin or Mace. But you still get him eventually with Lightspeed tokens. I leveled him up a little bit early just because he's the fleet I'm using. Scoundrels. This is your BAM unlock team. And then you want to focus on your Empire team. This is going to be a big team. You're going to get Emperor Palpatine. Early is one of the first journeys. Darth Vader you'll get while leveling. Tarkin you'll be getting while leveling mostly, and he's a ship commander, so whatever you don't get while leveling, go ahead and finish him up. Tarkin's a journey with Phoenix that you'll end up getting. It's not a Lightspeed token journey, but he's still not super hard on gear, so pick him up. Mara's pretty tough to gear, but she's worth it, especially for that team. Gives them a lot of turn meter. Then you want the Ewoks to unlock C-3PO. So now you'll have all your Lightspeed tokens, all the Journey Lightspeed tokens done for these teams, and you'll be able to unlock your CLS. That's your first big milestone that you really want to focus on and get done. At which point you'll go into Phase 2. Phase 2 is when you're going to be finishing up your Geo team for your guild, and then you'll be choosing one of the following two. Ideally, for most people, I suggest going to Executor because you're already going to have most of the Bounty Hunters done. You'll have BAM done. You just have to get these ships farmed. It's very important. As soon as ships are farmable, you start farming them. Even if you're not going for Executor, the Houndstooth, start farming the immediate moment you can farm it. It is the best tank in the game. It can plug and play into any fleet, and early you have to have it or you will not climb, and the majority of your tokens early come from Fleet Arena. Now, if you want to be different and you're a little bit more experienced, maybe you want to go for Profundity first. It does get you an extra team, the Rogue One team with right here we get, oh my gosh, I am blanking on the name, and I feel it's right here, Admiral Raddus, lead. Then you get Cassian, Jen, Biston, and K2SO. This is an in-game team. I see people use it all the time. It gets broken up sometimes because sometimes Raddus and Jen will go on the Galactic Legend Leia team, which, hey, that's where we're eventually going, so it still kind of makes sense. But if you are going to go for this, then instead of getting all of those bounty hunters, you'll still have to get them because you have to unlock the Millennium Falcon. But while getting those, you also have to be getting a bunch of these rebel ships because they're the ones you have to have 7-star to get your profundity. Really, anybody who does take this path, it is not optimal. I'm doing it for fun. This is my alt account. I want to try something different. I understand that I'll be giving away some crystals doing this. I'm not going to get as high in arena right away. It's fine for me because, like I said, I'm doing this for fun. This is my second account. I mean, any of the game you should be doing for fun, but it's not my main focus. I'm not trying to be most optimal. If I'm trying to be most optimal, I put that to the back burner and I focus on Executor. Once you get one of those GL ships, that's what they're called. It's Profundity or Executor. The third one, you can't get early game. It's gated behind just too much stuff. That's the Leviathan. It's a great ship, but you don't have to worry about it till a couple years into the game minimum. So this is going to lead you after that into your first GL. A lot of people say you should go Jabba first. As you can see over on the right, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters you're going to need to unlock Jabba after Lightspeed tokens. Whereas with Leia, you have 7, but if you actually do the recommendations I did, out of those 7, you will have 3 of them done. So you'll only have 4 characters that you have to shard and gear. And Lando and Lobot are on the same node, so that will make it super easy. Rolo, which is Rebel Officer Leia Organa, you do have to get with guild stuff. Your guild hopefully will be getting you shards because you're in a beginning game guild and you'll be doing Hoth, either light side and dark side. Light side for her, you should be getting her shards that way, but also you can get her in the guild stores and token shops. And then Captain Han Solo, super easy farm really, but he's required. At that, you'll have a Galactic Legend and one that honestly, offensively, defensively, is just the best GL still in the game. Even with new ones coming out, she's maintained her viability. She has an event where you're going to get some extra resources. Not that that's a game changer for me personally, but they're giving you all these Lightspeed tokens and really only having to do 4 tunes after you're getting the Lightspeed tokens, like, that's pretty good. You should be able to get it within 6 to 8 months of starting the game if you focus pretty hard. Maybe a little bit longer if you do get a GL ship. Some people, I think, are going to skip the GL ships and go straight to Leia. And that's fine. You can do that too. I personally would rather have one of the GL ships before I get Leia. After that, you'll want to go into Jedi Knight Luke. You'll have all of his requirements except for the Millennium Falcon and Hermit Yoda. Hermit Yoda is another one of the guild token characters which you can start on after Wampa. And by that point in the game, you should be done with Wampa and you should probably have Hermit Yoda done, so it shouldn't be a big deal. The Millennium Falcon, if you win Executor, you'll be able to unlock super easy with your bounty hunter ships. So shouldn't be a problem. If you went Profundity first, you'll have the Millennium Falcon because it's part of the Profundity lineup. It's not under the remaining Profundity unlock items because you don't have to have it to unlock Profundity, but you do have to have it for the fleet to be viable. So you'll have it. At that point, you go into Jabba and Jedi Master Luke. You'll have to get a bunch of bounty hunters for Jabba and a couple of like random stuff like Jawa and a Tusken Raider. For Jedi Master Luke, the only thing that's really going to be stopping you from getting him is going to be Jedi Training Rey. And to get Jedi Training Rey, you have to have Stick Rey, you have to have Finn, you have to have BB-8, and Veteran Chewie, Veteran Han. And to get BB-8, you have to have some First Order characters. I just threw 5 on this graphic. You can use any 5 to unlock BB-8. Not a big deal. You just have to have them 7 stars so that you can get BB-8 7 stars so that you can get Jedi Training Rey done. So that's the only thing stopping you from getting Jedi Master Luke. And honestly, while you're doing all that stuff, you should be sharded And so you should be able to start sharding those well before you get there. And so it shouldn't take you very long to get Jedi Training Ray and get her up and get your third GL. At that point, you should know enough about the game. You can make a new farming path, figure out what you want to do without a guide. And your guild at that point should be helping you enough that you have an idea of what they're expecting, what they want, and what they need. Once again, so these are the Lightspeed tokens. The Phoenix, Jedi, Inquisitors, Old School Rebels, Bounty Hunters, Scoundrels, and then the Journey Lightspeed tokens. My Lightspeed token faction recommendation was again Grogan, Master Qui-Gon, Scout Trooper, Chupio, Boosh, and Paz Vizsla. And you can start farming. You should start farming those characters on the right underneath that right away. Your Padawan, Obi-Wan, Vader, the original Qui-Gon, and your troopers and Ewoks. I think this is going to put you in a super strong place at the beginning of the game. It's going to give you enough teams to compete early in Grand Arena when you match up with people within range of you, which, as the community kind of knows, isn't always what happens. But maybe that'll get fixed with this update. It's something we're all hoping for. Maybe Relic Delta will really help kind of level that playing field, as weird as that sounds, because in theory, for the first couple months, it's going to be terrible. I'm just going to tell you guys, it's going to be terrible at low end of Grand Arena. But all of those big accounts should start to move up, or they'll get squished all the way because they're not playing. You get your 10 points for attacking, you win. And the rest should, like I said, be moving up because Relic Delta should make that happen. Not a big fan of Relic Delta, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. So, once again, this has been the Nerdy Stepdad. And you can ask my kid, he will tell you, I am super nerdy. I have a good time with the game, though. It's something I really enjoy. So please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in a future video. Shout out to my Bantha brothers.